Tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and we are back for 20s season 2 episode 3. Excuse me, episode 3. So, Hattie is back in the working force, child. She found a job working for the equivalent of UPS. Okay, she's delivering packages, and she is in training. Okay, we see she's out with Louis Anderson. Shout out to comedian Louis Anderson. I haven't seen him in a long time. Shout out to him being the guy that is training her. And we see, I never thought about this. She was scared to deliver the packages because she was like, hell, what if somebody come out their house and see you on their property and they don't want you there? I never thought about that it could be a little intimidating, even though, like Ida said, well, you kind of delivering stuff people want, so they probably want you there. But you just never know what you're walking into when you just walking up to some random person's house with a package in your hand, child. Even though you're in a uniform, you never know. But anyway, she's being her normal Hattie self, listening to music, taking long, not really following direction that well. And like I said, Ida called her, and of course she was totally distracted talking to Ida. And they get to flirting and everything, and it's cute, and when she get ready to get off the phone, she was like, all right, bye you. And Louis Anderson was like, bye you. She was like, well, yeah, we're kind of at that point in our relationship where first names are too formal, but pet names, we're not quite there yet. So just kind of say, hey you, don't know what to call you. And he was like, okay, that's a hot mess. Now Mia is a gift, honey. She has made it in the world of social media because she is now a gift down to the Instagram. So that's a good thing for her, and she is excited about it. And at first, Hattie tries to rain on her parade a little bit, but then she realizes, you know what? It actually is a good thing for what you're trying to do and what arena you're in right now. It is actually a good thing. Shouts out to you for being a gift, child. Marie is... she just can't get into the swing of things as it relates to this engagement, this wedding and everything. And of course, her soon-to-be husband he is here for it. He is so excited, and he's trying to figure out what their hashtag is going to be, and he's just ready to get this going. He's ready to get, fall in love, child. Now, the engagement party takes place, and I loved Hattie's suit. That suit she had on, it was very RuPaul-ish. Y'all know how when RuPaul dresses in his suits with the prints, it was very similar to that. It was really nice. And I loved Mia's yellow pleated dress. It was absolutely gorgeous. It looked really nice. It looked like it was a nice outside garden party. Definitely Marie's fiance comes from money. And we know that his mom and dad are played by Vanessa Williams and Rick Fox. I always think it is hilarious that Vanessa Williams and Rick Fox can work together. They're really, really good friends in real life. And, they were once married. I love to see black love. Even when it don't work out, we can still be friends. We ain't got to hate each other, So I can appreciate that. Marie is looking, awkward and sort of out of place. The fiance is doing, he's doing what he does. He knows how to schmooze and everything like that. And we meet his ex-roommate, his ex-college roommate. And him and Mia get to flirting back and forth. And I picked up a vibe, right? That he wasn't too happy about the roommate flirting with Mia. And when he walked away, Mia was like, oh my gosh, I totally think I just met my future husband. He was like, but you didn't. You totally didn't. And I was like, damn, hating on black love? What's that about? But I kind of put it in my back pocket because I was like, well, maybe he just know his friend is a dog or whatever. We're going to get back to that. But then we have this really interesting moment where Rick Fox comes up to Marie and tells Marie, listen, if at any point in time, because Vanessa Williams and Rick Fox gave this speech, about black love and how long they've been in love and, what it takes to make love work and how happy they are. And, they wish that for their son and Marie, yada, yada, yada. So Rick Fox has this weird conversation where he goes up to Marie and he lets her know, like, listen, if at any point in time you feel like you don't love my son anymore, it's okay if you walk away. And I was like, what the fuck? And I didn't know if he meant like don't linger on and break his heart, or if he meant like you can leave now because we don't really see it for you, right? I was just like, I'm so confused by this, right? And then in the meantime, we have the roommate still flirting with Mia. They taking pictures so he could post it on social media because he was like, oh my gosh, I used your gift earlier today. So they connected on the gift thing, and of course she was happy to find out, oh my goodness, you used my gift. Oh my goodness, you used my gift, you know. And so they got to flirting about that or whatever. Um, Now Ben, the new VP, the guy that Marie was, trying to get, competing for the job with, him and his girlfriend, who happens to be white, who happens to be the woman that works for Ida, they're there as well, and he's acting really weird. I mean, he's not committing to her. She keeps throwing hints about relationships and getting married, and oh, this is so beautiful. You ever think about us being together? And he was like, girl, like, let's take this one day at a time, 1 week at a time, one situation at a time. Like, I can't commit that far. And she was like, I mean, you don't see us being together someday? And he was like, yeah, I can't really commit to all that. You asking for a lot from me that I can't give you right now. And so, she was just like, she ends up finding Hattie, and she's like, Hattie, listen, Ben is acting really weird. Hattie was like, weirder than normal? She was like, yeah, I mean, like, he's acting like he's ashamed to be seen with me, and I think it's because I'm white. And Hattie was like, I mean, that's probably it. And she was like, but I can't help that. And he knew I was white when we started dating. Like, what's that about? And she was like, listen, I don't know what to tell you other than leave him. I mean, if you feel like that's what it is, and of course, Hattie had just got finished saying that when she don't know where she stand in a relationship, she just sort of hangs around until, it implodes. And so she decided, well, maybe I'll just hang around until it implodes on me too. And Hattie was kind of looking at her. And it's one of those things where when you see it, somebody else doing it, the same thing that you tend to do, and isn't a good idea for you to do, you realize how bad it is, right? And I think in that moment, Hattie realized just how unhealthy her relationship, her behavior in relationships have been when she sees somebody else doing it, right? But then Ben moses himself on over to Mia and gets to flirting. And I was like, okay. He's telling her he saw her gift and how it was nice and how he actually used her gift. And so, I don't think Mia realized that he flirting, but child, he was definitely flirting, okay? Then we see Marie and her boss, the white boy down to the job that she been flirting with. He moseys up to her, and they get to talking, again, they keeping it light, but he flirting a little bit, and she's smiling back at him. And to me, I'm looking at it like, now, if somebody else is watching this conversation, on one hand, it could look real innocent. She's talking to her boss, but on the flip side, it can also look a little suspicious. I was like, okay. So the party gets ready to break up, and, everybody leaves, and Maria's just kind of like, y'all, thanks for coming kind of thing. And we see Hattie playing jacks with Ida Mae in matching sweatsuits, and it was so cute. First of all, the fact that Hattie didn't even know what jacks was made me feel so old. And the fact that they're sitting there, like, she's sharing how she feels. I mean, she's sharing about, we saw last week where, Hattie shared one of her games, and now we see Ida sharing one of her games, and just the fact that they are literally sitting in the floor with matching sweatsuits on, it is just so cute. Hattie is talking about how she's having a hard time working on her script while working a full-time job because, of course, she got used to being home all day and just being able to write. She said, I'm trying to, take into consideration what you told me, about your notes that what I need to rewrite. I'm trying to take that into consideration, but at the same time, it's just been really hard to manage my time. And Hattie was like, listen, you're going to have to just figure it out. Like, this is with the real world. Until you make it big and you have the luxury of this being your full-time job, you just going to have to do it. So then they get to flirting again, and Hattie said something about, that's all right, because we know that you a freak. And she was like, what you know about freak? And they got to singing Jodeci, Freak Me Baby. I believe that's what it is. And it was so cute because, again, now they found something that they can vibe on. They both know the song. They get to singing it and they get to dancing. It was cute. They are cute. The fact that Ida is really letting her guard down with Hattie, I love it. I just hope we're not headed for a disaster, which is Hattie, so we probably are, child. Then we get to Chuck talking to his roommate. They sitting by the pool and the party is over. And they talking, they got their feet in the pool and they get to talking. And he's, his roommate is like, I'm happy for you. Y'all look so happy together. And he was like, Chuck tells him, well, you can find love too. I want that for you. And he said, yeah. But you ever think anything could have happened with us? Chuck was like, well, we only kissed that. It was just a kiss. It doesn't mean anything. What? And the roommate was like, stop playing. Like, it meant something. And it meant more than what you did than that. He said, I really wish that we could have sort of explored what was developing between us. But you met Marie and you fell in love. And then he gonna say, so does Marie know that you bisexual? So I was actually feeling sorry for Chuck. Because Marie really ain't into this and really ain't feeling him. And I'm like, when you gonna tell this man you don't want to be with him? But now I'm like, oh. So both of y'all got some secrets. So at some point they're gonna have a come to Jesus moment and figure out that Chuck, you running from your feelings because you really, and that don't mean he don't have feelings for Marie. I believe he absolutely does. But I also feel like he got feelings for his roommate. And I feel like they got some unfinished business that they might need to explore. And then next thing you know, baby, they get to kissing. Now, at that moment, I just knew Marie was going to hit that corner and see them sitting in that pool kissing. But she didn't. And it was actually a really tender moment because I think that they really genuinely care about each other. I didn't see that one coming. Y'all got me. But, baby, we'll see what happens next, honey. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Drop it in those comments. Peace.